March 9, 1946, a day that was meant to celebrate the return of English football after the war. But for 33 fans, it would be their last. BURNDEN Park, home of Bolton Wanderers, packed beyond capacity, with over 85,000 fans squeezed into a stadium that was only meant to hold 70,000. After years of war, the nation was desperate for a return to normalcy. Football was more than a game. It was a symbol of hope and unity. For the players, this was another step toward football glory, but none could have imagined what would unfold that day. By midday, the stadium was filled beyond capacity, with more fans outside, desperate to get in. What was supposed to be a day of joy quickly turned into a dangerous situation as crowds kept pouring in. Within minutes of kickoff, disaster struck. The crowd surged forward, and the terrace barriers gave way. Panic swept through the stadium. Those at the front had nowhere to go, trapped under the weight of the crowd. Incredibly, the match continued as the horror unfolded just yards away. The players were unaware of the carnage in the stands. By the time help arrived, it was too late for many. The first casualties were carried away, lives lost in the crush. As the stadium emptied, the full scale of the disaster became apparent. 33 dead, hundreds injured. In the days that followed, an investigation was launched to find out what went wrong and who was to blame. Survivors and officials alike gave harrowing accounts of the chaos that ensued, laying bare the failures that led to the tragedy. The inquest struggled to pinpoint a single culprit, with blame being passed between the authorities, the club, and the police. In the end, the verdict pointed to poor crowd control and inadequate safety measures. But for the families of the victims, no verdict could ease their loss. The BURNDEN Park disaster was a wake-up call for football. It led to sweeping changes in stadium safety and crowd management. In the years that followed, fans and clubs paid tribute to the 33 who lost their lives, ensuring their memory would live on. For the survivors, the memories of that day remain vivid. Many never set foot in a stadium again. BURNDEN Park joined the dark list of football disasters that continued to haunt the sport for decades. Today, the lessons learned from BURNDEN Park continue to shape how we experience football, ensuring such a tragedy never happens again. March 9th, 1946, remains a day of somber reflection for football fans around the world. Behind the statistics were real people, fathers, sons, brothers, whose lives were cut short that day. The tragedy brought the community together in grief. Bolton mourned as one, with every match thereafter marked by a somber reminder of what was lost. The disaster spurred fans and activists to demand safer conditions at football matches, laying the groundwork for the safety standards we see today. Stadiums across the country began implementing new safety measures, ticket allocation, emergency exits, and improved crowd control to prevent such a disaster from happening again. Today's football experience is built on the lessons learned from tragedies like BURNDEN Park, with safety now a top priority. BURNDEN Park itself may have faded into history, but its legacy lives on, reminding us of the price paid for safer stadiums. Every year, the victims are remembered, their names echoed in the halls of football history. Their memory ensures that no one forgets the sacrifices made that day. Let us never forget the sacrifices made in the name of the game we love, and let us always remember that safety must come first. This has been a tribute to the victims of the BURNDEN Park disaster. Thank you for watching.